join me in welcoming Carl.
Well, Cathy, what a great effort that you made up here today. You know, I mean, we talk about table topics. You can get through that speech. You can get through table topics. That wasn't a problem at all. This was a very difficult assignment, actually, and it was her first assignment in the Advanced Communications series called Persuasive Speaking. And one of the things that Cathy was supposed to do, in addition to doing a role play to sell something of limited value, as it turned out, is to actually give a brief introduction explaining the persuasive process and how the whole thing was to work. And she did this impeccably. I thought that the explanation of the assignment and what was going to happen was completely understandable to all of us, and it's just the way it should have been done. So an excellent job on that, Cathy. And we got into the second part, which was the role play. Now, for those of you that may think that don't know Cathy and Fred well enough, they're old-time friends. So if perhaps it seemed like they were perhaps a little too familiar with each other. They've known each other a long time, and Fred actually brought Cathy into the club a number of years ago. So it's not like that Fred was being overly fresh or anything, even though he was. But Cathy had to do several things. So she had to be credible, first of all, on the product that she was selling. She had to show some good salesmanship and sell this guy a toothbrush. And in doing so, focus on his needs and listen to what he had to say. I'm going to start with that last thing, listening to what Fred had to say. She didn't have much of a choice. Fred didn't let her get a word in edgewise, hardly. I mean, it was bam, 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 and poor Cathy's back here just absorbing the blows, trying to sell him a toothbrush, and Fred he just got better as it went on. And so I think if anything, Fred, maybe you should have given her a little bit more time to respond. But it was absolutely hilarious. Now, because of Fred was tired though, and he had a long day, and he was just kind of letting off steam when he was flirting with Cathy and so forth. But he was obviously in a hurry, and I think, Cathy, perhaps one thing that you might have done was to focus a little more on the fact that he wasn't in a hurry. This toothbrush is a fast toothbrush. It'll get you out of here quickly, and it's $1.95. But instead, you kind of backed into things, and Fred finally said, "Are you going to sell me a toothbrush or not?" Which implies that you probably need to focus a little more on the fact that he was in a hurry. But you certainly had the credibility to sell the toothbrush. You had this lovely apron, and you even changed your name tags that said Longs. And I thought the whole thing was really super cool, the way you did this. And you certainly did try to sell the longest toothbrushes or guns. Fred a toothbrush. Fred just kind of took everything you threw at him and tossed it back in spades. And so he put you on the defensive maybe more than you wanted to be. The one area where I thought that if you had to do over, when he first flirted with you, if your first impulse was, "I'm going to call the manager." Well, maybe that's not what you want to say to somebody you're trying to sell a toothbrush to immediately. Maybe give him a few more minutes and really put himself in the bind. But all in all, considering the what do you call it, the problems that you were up against in dealing with this hostile client, I'd like to do an excellent job in selling this toothbrush, trying to sell Fred a toothbrush, and I certainly hope you brush your teeth tonight, Fred. Mr. Toastmaster. Good job.